All right. We are live. This goal of this live stream is really just to spend some time making my content and to work with AI and get better at that. Figured might as well do that in public. Uh, it'll help me to stay accountable, help me to um, hopefully meet like-minded people over time. Um, and so I just reached the point where I was like, listen, I have the time to do this every single day. It's actually exactly why I wanted to move to LA and live alone, was because I knew that then I would have the time in the afternoons to live stream and make content. And I think, it's been difficult to be consistent with the making content on a regular basis. Um, and I really haven't tried to address that with live streaming to this point. But that is what today is going to be. And really, maybe let's fix that. Maybe week one is a bit of an experiment. Um, and we'll see how it feels. I mean, part of the experiment is me figuring out where I want the camera, I guess. Um, so, uh, yeah, not a huge agenda today. Let's mute that. Um, but I am going to get on to ChatGPT and yeah, I'm live. I'm checking my own live stream right now just to make sure that it's working. Looks like it is. And I will close this. Let's check YouTube. Blaine Nichols Show is live. Boom. Okay, the audio on this is actually not bad today, so we like that. All right. Both streams appear to be working. So I will. It says I have 2 viewers now. I don't know if those are real people or if that's just me. Probably just me. If you're a real person, hello. You can watch me flounder around. All right. So today, let's see. Today I'm going to head to ChatGPT and I'll probably make some content around AI today. I have some stuff I need to film that covers just the ways I've been using AI lately. And I think some of the ways I've been using AI have been pretty powerful, and I think are kind of big for really anybody. I think they'd be really helpful for just about anybody. And so I just wanted to take people through how I think about things and what I'm learning. Yeah, I guess I was sitting back like a clown. So there we go. All right. Okay, ChatGPT. All right, so I think the big thing I think the first thing that I really wanted to cover was the fact was the way in which I have started to talk to ChatGPT specifically. Obviously, you have a couple of different ways you can input information to ChatGPT to get answers. The first, obviously, you can just type it in here. The second that most people are aware of is voice mode, I think. And so voice mode, you click this and hey ChatGPT, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you?
All right, so she just responded, but it's through my headphones. Let's do this. Um, so ChatGPT voice mode. Hey ChatGPT, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks. How are you?
Yeah, so pretty cool.
That's great to hear. What's on your mind today?
I'm showing people on my live stream how I best communicate with ChatGPT. I think the voice mode is pretty cool, but probably the main thing I've seen as an issue with the voice mode is the fact that when I pause, you understandably take that as a sign that I am done speaking and it's your turn to speak. This is why I prefer to use the voice to text feature because you can pause and think about what you want to say without being interrupted. I wonder what ChatGPT thinks of this.
I get what you mean. Voice mode is definitely more conversational, but it can jump in if there's a pause. Using voice to text can give you more control and lets you take your time to craft your thoughts without interruptions. It's all about what makes you most comfortable and effective in the conversation.
Cool. And so, I mean, like chat says here, voice mode is definitely cool. It's really effective if you just want to have a quick back and forth. And I've really enjoyed it. It's honestly kind of fun. No, I really like having ChatGPT actually respond vocally to me. But where I found the most power is really with the dictation tool. So a couple of ways that I have been using this lately is that it's a really, really great brain dump tool. If you just want to, if your mind is running on 1,000 different things and you want to get some of that out of your head and onto paper or into a digital format, that's what I think it's really good for. And so I've been using it pretty much nonstop for that reason. Over the last week and a half, I've had multiple 2 to 3 hour conversations with ChatGPT where I barely typed. Every once in a while I'd kind of forget that I was using the dictation tool and I would type something, but it's just so much easier to use. Just click this button and start talking. And so I'm going to show you what I mean by the example I want to do first is just how to make a to-do list with ChatGPT's dictation tool. So let's give this a shot. I want to brain dump my to-do list for tomorrow and really, and then have you arrange it in order of priority. I want you to create me a table that has the task, the priority, the time of day it should be done. I'll try to give you this mostly in order. And then just a notes column that can be any other information about that task that I come up with. So, I want to show once you click that check mark, it's going to just drop this in without actually sending it. So you can record a dictation for up to 10 minutes, but almost every time I've done that, the dictation has crashed. And so I try to every few minutes click that check mark and have it uh, drop in all of this text. Um, it reminds me. I have this other dictation tool called Granola. It's an AI note taker that's made specifically for like Zoom calls and um, virtual meetings to basically give you a transcript and notes from that call. But I've been running it in the background when I do these long conversations with ChatGPT so that if the dictation does, crash, I don't lose everything. I can go and look at the transcript that I'm recording and just copy and paste it into this because it has crashed more than I would have liked, to be honest. Um, so I'm going to start that now. So now I'm recording a transcript. I'm going to switch to this. All right. So now you can just kind of continue to dictate, and it'll pick up from where your cursor is. So tomorrow, I want to get up and have some coffee, and then I want to read for 30 minutes. After that, I will do a quick workout, probably around 30 minutes. Then I'll shower, get ready, all that. I'll make breakfast, and I will check this to-do list. I'll journal for 15 minutes, and then I'll sit down to start work. At work, I need to finish the Notion board build out that I'm currently working on. I need to write a couple of ad briefs for my editor. And I need to do the account analysis for the month and the monthly review for 2 of my clients. So you can just break that down as client 1 and client 2. I also need to hire a couple of content creators to make ads for a couple of my brands. I'll be using the platform Vidovo, Vidovo, for that. After I'm done with all that, I want to hang some curtains. And then I'll record my live stream from 5 to 6 p.m. And then I'll make dinner and probably watch some TV to wind down. All right. So it's as simple as that. You just talk at it. You just kind of brained up what's nice about the dictation tool. And you probably picked up on it there is that what's nice about the dictation tool is that you can stop and pause and and ah and think through what you want to tell it, what you want your prompt to be. This is a game changer in comparison to the regular voice tool. And look how much easier that was to not have to type all of that out. That would have taken me forever to type out. So now I have all of this and I'm going to just send it and we'll see the output that we get. So it's going to analyze it. One thing to note here is that I have templatized this. I've spoken with ChatGPT about how I want it to output something like this. It looks like it's not necessarily doing that, so maybe I'm not in the right chat for that specifically. But I actually have it output a CSV file, which is something that can be very easily pasted into Notion. But yeah, so look at this. It has really done this for me. You've got wake up, coffee, read for 30 minutes. It's even it's using the notes section to label things when there isn't an actual note, which is kind of cool. Quick workout to boost my energy, and then shower and get ready, make breakfast, check my to-do list, journal, finish Notion board, build out. Look at this. I mean, it got everything, right? And this is just one thing you can do when you are brain dumping just anything that's on your mind. The other thing that you can do is really just go super deep on like an analysis, or say you have a problem that you're really dealing with and you need to think through it. Do it through the notation tool, through the dictation tool on ChatGPT, and have it start to help work on that problem with you. Now that can sometimes be nice if it's a problem that I'm really trying to solve. Often it can be nice to use the voice tool, but again, it really kind of gets messy when you have to pause. If you know the topic that you're going to be talking about really really well, then the voice tool is great. And if you're that type of person who's got a really sharp mind, it can just rattle things off. Awesome, good for you. But for me, I pause and think a lot. You can tell I say quite a bit. I'm and yeah. I'm going to work on that, and hopefully this live stream will be helpful in that. But yeah, this is I think pretty amazing. And so what I've been doing is, let's just show you this. I've been saying create a CSV file. Again, you can tell ChatGPT to remember all of this. So the first time it does it in that table format, you can explain what you want and then just say, update your memory to do that every time I ask for a to-do list. And so now it has given me this CSV that I can download, and I will open up Notion, and let's see. So then I opened up Notion here. We have a new page, and I am going to choose a database. Oh, what just happened? I am going to choose a database, and I will do an empty database. And then what I will do is I got to remember what I do. No. I got to remember. Okay. So let's delete this. So all you got to do is go into Notion and then hit these three buttons here on the new page, and you want to import a CSV, and you will see in your downloads your CSV file, and boom. How great is that? Look, these are even, I can select now. Obviously I want to change the colors of these, but I mean, it's kind of crazy. And now I can adjust this. Yes, it doesn't automate that, but you can change the edit. You can edit the property and have it, and you really only have to do this part one time as well. No, didn't want to choose date, did I? if I edit this property, I should be able to. Is there a time option? Yeah, that's not what we want. But so this is I think it is what it is. If you're better with Notion than I am, maybe you can find a way to change this. But you can add columns. You can see my to-do list here. I've got priority, duration, status, category, and I just kicked myself out of my own live stream. So, growing pains here. Gotta love it. But yeah, so this is amazing. So part of what I'm going to be doing on these live streams, and the reason it's called Building in Public, is I'm actually going to be making my Reels content and TikTok content through this live stream. So right now, I'm basically going to redo everything that I just did. Well, I guess I don't really need to redo it. Trying to think how the editor will handle this. I was talking pretty lackadaisically. So I kind of want to do a more energetic and focused version of this. So I will probably do. All right, I'll create a new chat here. Just thinking about how I want to frame this. Here's how I use ChatGPT to create my everyday to-do list. So the first thing I do is I go to ChatGPT. So the first thing I do is go to ChatGPT and I use the dictation tool. What the dictation tool allows you to do is just speak and think out loud. You can say you can say you can pause for long periods, and that's why it's better than the what is this called? And that's why it's better than voice mode. And I think it's also far superior to having to type everything out, especially when it comes to this kind of a workflow. So I'm just going to start dictating. Well, I don't want to say that. I'm just going to start dictating, and you'll see how we structure it. I want you to create me a table from the following brain dump of my to-do list for tomorrow. The table should include the name of the task, the time of day, the priority, and any notes that are relevant that come up as I'm talking about them. So then you can hit this check mark and it will drop the text that you just said into the chat. It's not going to send it until you're ready. But it usually is good to drop the text in here every few minutes or so, because otherwise the tool can crash. It can dictate for up to 10 minutes, but I've seen it crash several times when I've done that. So from there, just continue to record. Tomorrow, I want to wake up and have coffee. I want to read my book. I want to journal. Then I will make breakfast and I will start my work day around 9 a.m. And then I need to build a couple of Notion boards. I have to brief a couple of ads for the two clients of mine, client one, client two, and I will need to live stream at 5 p.m. I'm going to hang some curtains after that, make dinner, and then watch a little bit of TV. Okay, so usually that'll go a lot slower. You take your time. You don't have to move through it too quickly. You can really work with this here. So that's it. Then you hit send. And ChatGPT is going to create that table for you. You can tell it how long things typically take if you want this time of day to be a little bit more accurate. I could have said I wake up at 6 a.m., and then given it some sense of how long things take. So then I ask for a CSV file, which it will create for me. Download that CSV and open up Notion, where I will create a new page. There are three dots at the bottom of the screen, so click those three dots and hit import. And from here, you import your CSV, open that up, and Notion is going to automatically make a table for you. Beautiful. You even have the ability to do drop downs for your priority, and all of the tasks that you just listed off are here. You can change your time of day yourself. Once you've dialed in this board for ChatGPT, once you've dialed in this board in Notion, you can then do this every single day and have it retain the formatting that you like. So the way you do that is by hitting new page. And yeah. So the way you do that is by hitting new page, clicking here, and then the three dots at the top of the screen now, you will hit import. Yes, continue. Or no, actually, you want to say no to that. So the three dots at the top of the screen, you want to hit import. Oh, I guess this doesn't work. What if I just drop it in? No. Well, I'm just going to wrap that up. And that is how I make my to-do lists in ChatGPT. Cool. All right. What now? Let me check my to-do list. Okay. I'm going to. I'm going to check out my ChatGPT and see what I've done with it lately. That is nice. Presentation outline, visual style exploration. That wasn't very good. Need to delete that. I'll put all that stuff. Hmm. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to make an ebook. I was just talking to my friend about this, and I've never done it. So we're going to see if I can figure that out. All right. So I have an ebook here. You're able to read through everything I've ever said to ChatGPT right now. So we're going to not have that be the case. Search ebook. So I wanted to make this ebook a while back that is a basically an instruction book on what types of food to have on hand at all times to be able to make anything. So the idea here being you live alone and you want to be able to cook for yourself, but you often end up not having any groceries, or you haven't grocery shopped in a little while and you need to be able to make something. What do you have on hand that you're able to make? So I did this a while ago, but I found this Jacques Pepin. I don't know how to pronounce that, but um, and I decided that ChatGPT would be that person. He's a chef. Write me an ebook for cooking called "What to Have on Hand to Be Able to Make Anything" about the basics needed in every kitchen. So it wrote me this ebook listing all of the ingredients that you should have on hand at all times. you know, small bag of frozen peas and corn, a small bag of spinach and broccoli, a loaf of bread and a pack of tortillas, puff pastry and pizza dough. And then I like this chapter 4, kitchen tools to make cooking easy. Beautiful. You've got your cutting board, your knife, your heavy bottomed skillet and saucepan. So now what I'm going to be able to do ultimately is provide affiliate links within this. So basically what I would say is the goal for this is to create this ebook, sell it for $1, maybe give it away for free. And then anytime someone buys anything off of this chapter, on my affiliate link, I make money. So to that end, I'm going to ask ChatGPT to put the kitchen tools at the front. And you know what? Okay. So I was just preaching. I use the dictation tool for everything with ChatGPT. So I will use the dictation tool here. Could you put the kitchen tools as the first chapter? And then also provide Amazon links to each kitchen tool that you recommend people buy. So this will probably take a minute because I asked for those Amazon links. But wow, it's moving quick. It is moving quick. So this is the first time I've tried to do this. I'm very interested to see what these links are like. I wonder if I can click on this yet. No, not yet. So if this works, I mean, that's just unbelievable. Now, that's not going to be an affiliate link, and so that could be the problem. I actually don't have an Amazon affiliate link. I might, I guess. I might have put one together. But before I worry about that, let's check if these links work. Open link. Step 2, garden hopper. Okay. Now we're talking. What? A paring knife. Nope, nothing. Let's see if it gets any of these right. It's close on the cutting board. Charcuterie board, pretty good. Still not, what we are actually looking for. The skillet. Okay, it did give me a cast iron skillet. But that's not what everybody needs, Saucepan, nothing. Yeah, so you're not going to be able to have it provide links very easily. Can you please go ahead and remove those links? Thank you. I hear it's costing ChatGPT a lot of money, OpenAI a lot of money when people say please and thank you. I'm not going to stop. Okay, so now what I want to try to do is see if I can. Do you have access to Canva? All right, so here's what I'll do. I think I need to make a new Canva chat. So I'll open up the Canva chat. And then I want to make the following ebook. Can you please find me a Canva template that will be useful for that? And then make sure that the ebook is formatted in a way that makes it easy for me to copy and paste it into Canva. So this is my theory. Last time I used Canva, it's been a minute, but the last time I used Canva, you were not able to actually have it make something for you. It would just essentially share a template with you. So I assume that's what's going to happen. And if that's the case, then I want it to look at that template and look at the book that has been output and make sure that the right amount of text is in the right place for me to easily be able to just copy paste it right into Canva. The rest remains unchanged. Oh, chat did not give me the full book. That's kind of annoying. And it's not by Jacques Pepin. I should have checked this first. All right. Can you please give me the book, the full book, so that I can copy and paste it into another chat? Also, the book should be by Blaine Nichols, not Jacques Pepin. Why is it searching the web? I don't need you to search the web. What? Why did it do that? That's weird. ChatGPT is acting a little weird these days, the last few weeks. So this is the version for a family of 2. It's pretty aggressive, to be honest, how much they expect you to have on hand. But you know, for some families, maybe this actually works. So yeah, the way I'm thinking about doing this, right, is create the book with Canva. Then I will create a nicely designed image, and put it on Pinterest with the right hashtags, make it searchable, so that then hopefully it starts to just pop up. And if I list it for free, which is probably the move, list it for free, and then have affiliate links. And maybe you could even get a referral code from like Instacart or something like that, because that would be pretty amazing as well. ChatGPT does not know how to spell my name, and that's very annoying. I've corrected it on my last name a million times, just can't get it right. All right. Cool. Now, all right. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to allow Canva to access this. Whoa. I see. It's just loading. These results aren't fantastic. I would say this Canva chat is a little weak. Really? This template only gives you one page? All right. So instead of using that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for an ebook template. Cooking ebook template. I want to try to find an ebook that is already formatted at least close to what I'm trying to do. That wasn't bad. Let's see if I take this. That's going to be a pain in the ass because those are all individual. Oh boy. We've got bots in the chat. With a table. Design. I'm going to remove cooking. This could be effective. I kind of like this. And then if I go and grab, let's see, this is a, so now if I grab the kitchen tools and make cooking easy list. Add that in there. It's definitely a little small. Ooh. But this is essentially the process, right? I think you'll be copy pasting. Yeah, so then you play with the formatting a little bit. Oh, right. Yeah, because actually what we want here is we want to do this. Now, I just want to see how big this is actually in a PDF. It'd be big enough. It's not amazing. I think I would rather have um, a full page to put this stuff on. Like something like this could be interesting. Because then you can make it way bigger. You can, obviously change the formatting a bit. Make sure these are all bullets. And then now we've got a page for an ebook. It's not incredible, but it exists. This is really going to be the game, right? Can we figure out a good way to format quickly? And maybe I'll hop off here and watch a couple of YouTube videos on that. See what I can find. What can I do quickly? Let's try this hook. I'll mark it. Stop typing your prompts into ChatGPT. Speak them out instead. Here's why I stopped typing my prompts into ChatGPT and started speaking them out loud instead. So one way I think about ChatGPT is as though it's a tool. So one way I think about ChatGPT is as though it is a person that is learning new languages, and ChatGPT's first language is text. It can read and write text extremely well. With things like creating images, watching video, which it can't even do yet, searching the web, those are secondary languages for ChatGPT. The ChatGPT voice mode is also a bit of a secondary language because it has to be able to understand when you are finishing a thought and waiting for its response. It has to determine when it's turn to speak, and it's not particularly good at that just yet. So I consider the voice mode to also be a secondary language. Now, as a human being, my first language is speaking out loud. Obviously, English, speaking out loud. The closest thing currently to having both human beings and AI speaking the same language and having it be both of their first language is the dictation tool. So, hey, ChatGPT, I am doing a demonstration of why using the dictation tool is the ideal way to work with ChatGPT. So I'm just going to be talking to the people I'm doing the demo with. So it's going to record me the rest of the way, and I can really interrupt myself at any time and give ChatGPT an instruction that it will then understand and take into account. So, for example, ChatGPT, I want you to build me a to-do list for tomorrow. I'm going to wake up and make coffee. I'm going to read. I'm going to journal, make breakfast, and then I'll start my workday. And I will build some Notion boards. I'll write 2 briefs. I will do a monthly review for client 1 and client 2. And I will record another live stream. So go ahead and make me a table and organize them by what you think is highest priority. So then I hit the check button, a check mark, and it's going to transcribe all of that and drop it right into text. So now it is ChatGPT's first language officially, right? We've made it that. And I can just send this right over, or I could record more if I want to, and it'll just tack it on at the end here. But I want to send this, so I will say that send this right over. And look, it parsed, even though I was talking at the beginning about completely different things, it figured out what I actually wanted it to do, and it made me a table. And this table I can now copy and paste into something like Notion. Usually I would ask for a CSV file. Make me a CSV file. See, I shouldn't be typing this. See, I'm speaking it aloud anyway. Typing, it's going to take a while. I can just click the dictate button. Make me a CSV file. Now, that probably would have been faster to type, but most things are not faster to type. So it creates me a CSV file. I download it, and then I'll take it into a tool like Notion. I will create a new page, and these 3 dots at the top right, I can use to import a CSV. I can choose the CSV file that it created for me. And voila, I've got a to-do list that I can follow tomorrow. And I can check these off as I go and make sure we know that they're completed. Pretty great tool. So hopefully this convinced you to start using the dictation tool more, if not using it exclusively. I'm almost using it exclusively at this point. Try it out. Let me know how it goes for you. All right. All right, I got 1 more minute on this live stream. So I think that was a successful first hour of live streaming. And yeah, I think that I want to figure out how I pivot from talking casually like I'm on the live stream to making content. What's the problem that I have currently is that I already, even when I try to speed myself up, I already take way too long to explain things. And I need to figure out how I can get stuff to be shorter. But at the same time, I want it to feel more natural. And that tends to mean speaking slower. So it's a conundrum, and one that I will work on over the next week and hopefully start to dial in. So, all right. Thank you for watching. All right. Good night.